Ever listen to a song that hits different the second time you hear it? That's Chains and Whips by Clipse, Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T, and Malice, a track that's all about power, struggle, and the cost of success. On the surface, it's flashy bars and icy flexes, but dig deeper and you'll find a raw commentary on ambition, betrayal, and the choices that define us. Today, we're breaking down the lyrics to uncover what really makes this song hit so hard. Whether you're here for the wordplay, the street narratives, or just great hip hop, there's something here for you. Let's get into it. The chorus packs a lot of meaning into just a few lines, touching on themes of wealth, rebellion, and generational conflicts. The opening line, Uncle said, "Nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just getting rich," sets up a clash between older and younger perspectives. The uncle figure represents an older generation that might see the relentless pursuit of money as shallow or even morally wrong. Calling the narrator sick suggests disapproval, framing materialism as an obsession or even an illness. This could reflect real-life tensions where older black generations who lived through civil rights struggles might view younger black artists and hustlers as too focused on wealth rather than collective progress. The next line, "Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch," is more aggressive and metaphorical. Choke my neck could symbolize both the pressures of success, like the weight of chains, and defiance, as if the narrator is daring anyone to try and stop him. Ice my bitch flips the script, turning what could be seen as objectification into a flex, showing off wealth by adorning his partner in jewelry. It's a way of saying that despite criticism, he's still winning. The most powerful line, "Beat the system with chains and whips," is loaded with irony and double meaning. Historically, chains and whips symbolize slavery and oppression, but here they are repurposed as tools of rebellion. Instead of being controlled by the system, the narrator uses the symbols of his ancestors' suffering to reclaim power, whether through literal wealth, chains as jewelry, or metaphorical resistance, breaking free from economic oppression. It's a bold statement about flipping oppression into success, even if that success is controversial. Finally, the last line, "This is culturally inappropriate," feels like a self-aware jab at critics who might dismiss the song's themes. It's almost sarcastic, as if the artists are acknowledging how their lyrics could be seen as problematic, glorifying money, materialism, or even violence, but don't care because they're exposing deeper truths about survival and ambition in a rigged system. The chorus as a whole feels like a defiant middle finger to respectability politics, embracing the contradictions of hustling, wealth, and black identity in America. This verse is packed with clever wordplay, braggadocious flexes, and deeper commentary on materialism, envy, and the rap game. The opening line, "You run from the spirit of repossession," sets the tone, suggesting that some people are afraid of losing their wealth or status, like a car getting repossessed. It could also hint at the fear of being exposed as fake or fraudulent, running from the truth about their own success. The next few lines contrast real wealth with superficial spending. "Too much enamel covers your necklace," implies that someone's jewelry is cheap. Enamel instead of real gold or diamonds, masking their lack of real money. Then, "I buy bitches, you buy 'em sections. You buy watches, I buy collections," continues this idea. While others might buy small things like single sections at a game, or basic watches, the rapper is on another level, buying whole collections, luxury items in bulk. It's a flex, but it also critiques how people perform wealth instead of actually having it. The next lines shift to the emotional cost of this lifestyle. Miseries fueling your regression, jealousies turned into obsession, suggests that chasing status and comparing yourself to others leads to self-destruction. The reference to reality TV is mud wrestling, paints fame as a messy, degrading fight. People will do anything for clout, even if it makes them look foolish. The line, "Some signed checks I know better than," hints at industry traps like bad contracts, showing the rapper's street smarts in avoiding scams. Then, the verse takes a darker, more threatening tone. "Beware of my name, that there is delicate. You know I know where you're delicate," implies that the rapper has power over his rivals. He knows their weaknesses and isn't afraid to exploit them. "Crush it to pieces, I'll hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it," reinforces this dominance, almost like he's casually destroying competition without breaking a sweat. The next lines critique the rap industry directly. "You'd think it'd be valor amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape relevance." Points out how older or more established artists don't always support each other. Instead, they watch each other fall off. "You chasing a feature out of your element," suggests some artists are desperate for collabs to stay relevant, even if it doesn't suit their style. Finally, the closing lines drive home the theme of fakeness. "And those lab diamonds under inspection, the question marks block your blessings," means that artificial success, like lab-grown diamonds, won't hold up under scrutiny. People see through the facade. "There's no tombstones in the desert. I know by now you get the message," is a cold way of saying that in this ruthless game, failures disappear without a trace. No one remembers those who couldn't keep up. Overall, this verse is about real versus fake wealth, the traps of fame, and the consequences of envy in a cutthroat industry. It's both a boast and a warning, showing off success while calling out those who try and fail to keep up. This verse is a masterclass in layered storytelling, blending street wisdom, biblical references, and cold-blooded metaphors to paint a picture of downfall, survival, and the harsh realities of the drug game. The opening lines, "It don't take much to put two and two. Your lucky streak is now losing you," set the stage for a reckoning. The rapper is saying that the math is simple. If you've been surviving off luck instead of skill, your time is running out. The imagery of "money's dried up like a cuticle" is a slick but brutal way to describe financial ruin. Just as dry, cracked cuticles are small but painful, the loss of money here is both inevitable and uncomfortable. "You're gasping for air now. It's beautiful," twists the knife further, framing the rival's struggle as something almost poetic in its inevitability. There's a dark satisfaction in watching someone who flew too close to the sun finally crash. The reference to John 10:10, a Bible verse about thieves and destruction, is key. It suggests that while others are out here stealing, scheming, and failing, the rapper operates on a different level. Divine justice, or perhaps even divine favor. But then, it immediately contrasts with "Mamas is fallen out in funerals, embalmed and bloat, they now viewing you," which paints a grim picture of death in the streets. The line, "They never find the guns, but the sewers do," implies that the streets swallow evidence and people whole. Another nod to how easily lives are erased in this world. The next lines weave in pop culture and drug references. Bubbles was sick, he need medicine could be a nod to The Wire, where Bubbles is a drug addict, suggesting that even those who get a second chance often relapse. Richard don't make watches for presidents, just a million trapped between skeletons, is a double entendre. Richard Mille watches are ultra luxury, but here they are also symbols of blood money, trapped between skeletons, meaning ill gotten wealth tied to death. The verse then takes a darker turn with "This the darkest that I ever been," which could refer to the rapper's own moral descent or the ruthless environment he's in. The diamonds make you taste peppermint is a wild bar. It could mean the icy jewelry is so cold it burns like peppermint, or it could hint at drug references, like the minty taste of certain cuts of cocaine. Either way, it's a flex about luxury that still feels dangerous. The closing lines, "You ain't thrive in the snow like it's the Revenant," and "Send orders back down and keep shoveling," are packed with meaning. The Revenant is a survival story about enduring extreme conditions, snow, so the rapper is saying his rivals can't handle the snow, either cocaine or the cold grind. "Send orders back down and keep shoveling" reinforces this. He's deep in the game, moving work, shoveling snow, example drugs, while others can't hang. Overall, this verse is about the inevitability of karma, the cost of street life, and the icy resolve needed to survive. It's equal parts boast, warning, and storytelling, showing how quickly fortune can flip and how only the realist endure. This post-chorus is a haunting moment of clarity in the song, a sudden pause in the flexing and street talk to deliver a chilling warning about consequences, temptation, and the moment when reality catches up with you. The opening line, "Oh yeah, when things get dark and your number get called," sets up a grim scenario. Number getting called is street slang for being marked for death or facing some unavoidable fate like Judgment Day. It's that moment when the fast life catches up to you and suddenly the money, the chains, and the power don't mean anything. The darkness here isn't just literal, it's moral, emotional. The point where you realize you're in too deep. The next lines, "And you look side to side like, what did they say? And it ain't the Lord's voice, and then you realize that the devil is talking to you," are where things get really deep. That moment of confusion, "what did they say?" is panic setting in, like when someone realizes they're about to get robbed, set up, or worse. But then it flips into something spiritual. The voice isn't God's, it's the devil's. This could mean a few things. Maybe the rapper's acknowledging that the street life or even the rap game is full of temptation, and the things that once felt like power, money, respect, control were actually traps all along. It's also a commentary on paranoia and guilt. When you're deep in a dangerous lifestyle, every whisper, every phone call, every wrong move feels like a test. The devil talking could be that voice in your head justifying bad decisions, or it could be literal. The people around you who claim to be loyal but are really leading you toward ruin. Either way, it's a moment of terrifying realization. You thought you were winning, but you were being played the whole time. The at the end is like a cold smirk. It's the sound of someone who's seen this happen before and knows how it ends. There's no sympathy, just acknowledgement. This post-chorus serves as a reality check in the middle of a song about wealth and power, reminding listeners that none of it matters when your time's up. It's a brief but heavy moment that adds depth to the track, showing that even in victory, there's always a prize. This verse is a masterclass in layered lyricism, blending bravado, cultural commentary, and personal revelation with razor-sharp wordplay. The opening lines, "I'm not the candidate to vibe with. I don't with the kumbaya shit," immediately set a defiant tone, rejecting fake unity or forced positivity. The rapper positions himself as an outsider who doesn't play nice, contrasting himself against those who front for the sake of appearances. The line, "All that talent must be God sent. I send your ass back to the cosmics," flips between humility and dominance. Acknowledging his gifts while dismissing competitors as insignificant, literally sending them back to the void. This cosmic imagery ties into the next bars. "The things I've seen under my eyelids, kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens," which paint a surreal, almost traumatic picture of his psyche. It suggests that his creativity and vision are fueled by both beauty and violence, a recurring theme in hip-hop where artistry often stems from struggle. The reference to "hip hop died again" is a bold claim, echoing the genre's cyclical debates about authenticity. By saying, "half of my profits may go to Rakim," he pays homage to a legend while implying that he's carrying the torch, funding the culture's legacy while others exploit it. The mention of Judases who let him down adds a personal layer of betrayal, but he brushes it off with "F it, the West minds, we right now," asserting his current dominance regardless of past disloyalty. Therapy is mentioned. "Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me I don't give a f," which is a rare admission of vulnerability in rap, but it quickly pivots back to defiance. This duality is key. He's self-aware enough to seek growth but still ruthless in his mindset. The two-time Gemini line plays on his zodiac sign, symbolizing duality and genocide, which could metaphorically represent his lyrical slaughter of competitors or the destruction of fake personas. The verse then dives into wordplay with "gentlemen and gangsters," "gentrified," and "Genovese," a nod to the infamous crime family, weaving themes of power, displacement, and organized dominance. The gender reveal line is particularly cutting, a threat disguised as dark humor, suggesting he'll crash someone's moments of celebration to claim what's his. Religious and generational themes emerge with "Every song is the book of Genesis," positioning his music as foundational, godly, and the jab at Gen Z, mocking those who doubt his relevance. The ginger root and ginseng lines are clever, playing on tea, gossip, and herbal remedies, implying that his truth is pure and potent, while critics are just placebo-level haters. The closing bars, "God gave me light, a good year full of free will, trump card told me not to spare your life," blends spirituality with mercilessness. He frames his success as divine will, but don't hesitate to wield power like a final, unbeatable hand in a card game. It's a mic drop moment, encapsulating the verse's themes: genius, dominance, and the unapologetic embrace of his role as both creator and destroyer. Overall, this verse is a dense, poetic flex, mixing introspection, industry critique, and threats with a level of wit that demands multiple listens to unpack fully. It's a declaration of self-mastery where every bar reinforces his place at the top while exposing the fakeness around him. The outro serves as a chilling bookend to the song, circling back to the same ominous warning from the post-chorus, but now landing with even heavier finality. It's a moment of reckoning, where the glitz of chains and whips fades, and all that's left is the cold reality of consequences. The repetition of, oh yeah, when things get dark and your number get called, reinforces inevitability. Number getting called isn't just about street violence. It's a metaphor for fate catching up, whether through karma, betrayal, or self-destruction. The darkness here is both literal, a violent end, and existential, the moment you realize you've lost control. The confusion in "you look side to side like, what did they say?" paints a vivid scene of paranoia. Someone realizing too late that they're trapped, scrambling for answers that won't come. This mirrors the instability of the hustle, where trust is fragile and danger often comes from unexpected directions. The critical twist is it ain't the Lord's voice, a spiritual gut punch. It suggests that what you thought was guidance, luck, or divine favor was actually temptation leading you astray. The devil here could be literal evil, but more likely it's the seductive lies of the game, the money, the power, the illusion of invincibility. By ending the song this way, the artists reframe everything that came before: the bragging about wealth, the threats to rivals, the tales of survival. It all leads to these moments of clarity. The outro forces the listener to question the cost of the lifestyle the song glorifies. Is the devil talking when you flaunt chains bought with blood? When you ignore the moral compromises? It's not judgmental, just brutally honest. The lack of resolution, just that haunting repetition, makes it even more powerful. There's no lesson, no redemption, just the echo of a warning that many in the trenches won't hear until it's too late. It's the kind of ending that lingers, turning the whole track from a banger into a cautionary tale.